Welcome back to another live. As you guys come in here, you guys please share, subscribe, and hit that like button as you guys come in here. In the name of God, the beneficent, the most merciful, all praise is due to God, the Lord of the world, the beneficent, the most merciful, master of this day of judgment in which we now live. As you guys get ready to come in here, you guys please share this video and hit the subscribe button. Hit the like as you guys come in here. And we're going to get ready to get started. And when we get started, please don't hesitate to share the video. Don't hesitate to hit that like button. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. Now, brothers and sisters, if this is frightening, God is willing to take up the fight for us. But if it is force on us, we have to fight. We can't afford to lose another generation. Since the 80s, we lost 2. And we should say, like the members from the Jewish committee after the Holocaust, never again. I think we should let the whole world know that we are tired. We're not going to go out there and do something stupid. I didn't give the order just yet. Now, when a person, my brothers and sisters, who's being attacked, had the right to defend himself when being attacked, by all means. If it is deadly force, they're allowed to respond with deadly force. See, this is not man talking. This is what God has says. So when someone breaks in someone's home, you're allowed to literally kill the person that breaks in your home. That is a right, even the responsibility of every citizen. So the real question that we have to be asked, are we citizens? Are these constitution, brothers and sisters, guaranteed for you and me, a black or Hispanic or a Native American, even poor white people? We have to come to a position now to question this government. Let's stop for a minute. Don't give them no service until they can answer the question. Don't ask me to fight a war. I'm asking you now. Are we citizens? If we are, why we have to fight for and vote when the white person have to do that? So if I'm not a citizen today, my brothers and sisters, then don't lie to me and make me think that I have these constitutional guaranteed. Well, in fact, I don't have them at all. You see, brothers and sisters, when they put a little trick in your 13 commandments, you give us citizenship, then, however, brothers and sisters, we have been convicted of a crime. Now they're making it real easy to convict more black people with crime, to rob them, to whatever was guaranteed. See, you are trickily, deceitfully, demonically said that you engage us every time we try to exercise the rights that they say we have. They try to find a way to destroy it. Now, I want to talk to my gang bang families. You make it very difficult for me, you see. In the late 90s and the early 2000s, we know who the enemy was. But in 2007, you, the enemy, is black people killing black people. It's black people robbing black people. See, it's black people raping black people. I'm talking to you. You gang bangers know the principles of retaliation, but you are retaliating on the cheapest of principles. You're not retaliating because of our oppression of justice. You are retaliating because you don't like the color your brother is wearing, the nice car he has, the nice woman he got. So today, the black man is retaliating on the cheapest of principles. And when you shoot your brother and that bullet goes past and that bullet comes into your brother, he gaps and forms. And he got, and you think nothing of it. You know, whenever the policeman kill us, we run and we get out and hide. You see, brothers, 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 with all of the killing, we have to understand that we don't come together, then we all that we have, we all we got. See, idiots today, like these people that want to comment download the box, they don't last too long. So an idiot like that, he don't know the consequences. See, the oppression from the oppressors have made the black man not see how far he can become. See, the nature of these right rays have never brought the black man to his capability. So he don't know who we are. See, you what he made you. So the black man must know himself. See, I went into the city of Chicago, Illinois, and I remember Farrakhan went through the west side and the south side, giving the people the fruit of Islam, using black peril. Seeing the condition of black people. Because it's black people always going to be labeled as a terrorist. See, brothers, you nothing but a menace. See, so you become a menace who? To who? To yourself and kind. So you nothing but a menace too. And he's naming you today a beast, a moral, or an entity. See, he's naming you a creature when you are a direct descendant of the Creator. So see, brothers, you have to understand he's naming you a beast. See, there's 3/5 of a human being. See, from an entity, he's naming you that. And see, you've been a menace to society. And that's why the black man must know himself. So we're going to go on and get started. See, there's a day of decision. See, this day of announcement, see, you don't have long. A fool would think he have long. You don't have long. You don't have 15, 10 years from now. The fall is within a few days. See, this is a day of decision. And thinking you have long be the worst decision people will make. See, in the days of Noah, in the days of Lot, so shall it be in the coming day of the Son of Man. See, people are going to be eating, drinking, marrying. So all of a sudden, they pay no attention to the sign of this hour. So the title, brothers, of this chapter of the Holy Quran, we see Surah 101, 1 through 4. We see the disaster. And what is the disaster? And we'll make you know how terrible is the disaster. In the English language, according to the dictionary, the word disaster means a state of deep distress, misery caused by major misfortune or loss, or great event marked by great loss and lasting distress and infliction. Such disaster is now prevailing in America. It is getting worse daily. The third verse of this chapter of the Holy Quran, Surah 101, verse 3 asks a question. It will make you know how terrible is the disaster. The answer is given in the fourth verse. The day wherein man will be as scattered as moths. We do not have to ask anyone whether or not this one of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. We see the fulfillment of this prophecy with our eyes and hear with our ears these great disasters that are now striking America. We see the great division, the great disagreement, disunity, murder of man. We see the great amount of raping, murder of girls and women. There is great robbery and thieves going on every hour of the day and night. There are great storms and adverse weather conditions. There are minor earth tremors and hailstorms. There are signs and wonders of signs being displayed in heaven and earth, and on sea and land. There's unusual behavior of children. There's unusual love or dislike of children by mothers and fathers, and destruction of the process of childbirth. There is the great disaster of starvation and great destruction of health and life by the use and administering poison drugs, which is practiced upon those who are free and those who are bound. What had been known as America is threatened today with total destruction. America destroying herself in her effort to destroy her black slave. The water and air of America are being polluted by chemical use. See, American scientists of war conducts dreadful experiments on how best to kill human beings by the millions and wipe out the life of whole continents. See, you must know and understand what the revelation is. Revelation 13, how Satan requires. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 says how he would require those people. He didn't care if he was rich, poor, free, slave. See, when Anthony Fauci came in, you know, you see what a good job he done when they brought in the vaccine and killed over millions, you know. So if you've been vaccinated, you gotta think about it. If you've been vaccinated, if you ain't get checked out, you might be living with HIV. See, if y'all didn't know the time they brought up this pandemic, if you wasn't in the revelation, because we are in the revelation and living in the revelation. See, the Bible, brothers and sisters, is not just a fiction. It's not a fiction. You're gonna find out is more than what people think it is. It's a fulfillment of prophecies of what was prophesied, of what must soon come and take place. See, the revelation is teaching us how to be wise from a mental death. It's telling us that we should rise from this resurrection. See. The resurrection only means that we as a mental black people should be rise from our mental death. You see, it's not teaching us that the dead should rise. People will get up from their coffin, this walkabout. You see, that's so much nonsense. See, we got to practice in reading this revelation that we as a mental people will rise from a mental death. So you got to realize who God is, and discover who this devil is, and name the beast that he was. Like Joseph went into the land of slavery once you was held into captivity. So the resurrection only means that we as a mental people will rise from a mental death. We got to rise because when it comes to America, scientists on how best, you know what I mean, to conduct dreadful experiments on human beings by the million and wipe out life of whole continents. See, when Anthony Fauci came in, he had experiment already. See, Aaron Rodgers said back in 1980, you know what I mean, they would use this this vaccine, this you know this chemical toxic. First, they were using on animals. You know what I mean? They were using on birds. You know what I mean? And the sad thing is, what y'all don't know. Anytime you get the news, make another like a pandemic when they say that bird flu is coming, or they said beware chicken pox, measles. Come on, y'all have to pay attention, peep the play here. That you have to peep this playbook that they spraying airborne and shit. This is what they've been doing. They're airborne and shit so that you can catch chicken pox, measles. Anytime the news covered these kind of things, they're airborne. So when Anthony Fauci tried this vaccine, and when it comes to America, scientists, how they can conduct this experiment on how best to kill human beings by the million, this was Anthony Fauci's chance. This is why he came in. And when asked, notice he stepped down from his position. I don't really believe he was licensed. But this man was responsible for killing millions of American people. So you have to read the Revelation, my brothers and sisters. Because in Revelation 13, verse 16, how Satan would inquire those people. He didn't care if you were rich, poor, free, slave. You couldn't rent, you couldn't buy unless you had the mark. See, this was the working of Satan. And who was in the house then? You had Trump. Trump saying things, use chloride, bleach. That's a fool. Only a fool had that kind of wishful thinking. Only a fool now have that kind of wishful thinking. So it says here, brothers, America scientists of war conducts dreadful experiments on how best to kill human beings by the millions and wipe out the life of whole continents. These are the days of fulfillment of prophecy of not one, but of many disasters. But in all of these preparations of destruction of human life by the devil, Allah God too hath planned to save his people. Allah God has claimed over the black slave as being his people. And the white slaveholder is angry because of the loss of the black slave by the virtue of this claim. Allah God comes to take the black slave away for an enemy, white slaveholders, and join the black slave to his own kind again. The enemy, white slaveholders, hates this, but Allah God has the power to force the enemy, white slaveholders, to submit to his will. It is the will of Allah God that the enemy, white slaveholders, let these black slaves go free. Allah God promised concerning the white slaveholders and the black slave. The Bible, Isaiah 43, verse 6. I'll say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my son from afar, and my daughter from the end of the earth, America. Since Allah God has now claimed the black slave, giving them the truth, Allah God has called the black slave who have accepted the truth by his name. The black slave who has accepted the truth of his greatness and being one of the righteous nations of his kind belong to Allah God. The book must be fulfilled wherein is prophesied that he will claim them to be his own elect. At such time as the destruction of America, if Allah God has not chosen some of the people of America, the black slave, to be his people, there would not have been any flesh saved from America. The book, we see Mark 13:20, it teaches us and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh will be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he has shortened those days. The black slave must know that this is the time of the judgment of both the white slaveholders and the black slave. The black slave must learn to know his place in the judgment. The place of the black slave is with Allah, God, and his own black people. The black slave had been deceived of the knowledge of his God and his own black people. Allah, God, have come and brought the black slave the truth. If the black slave refused to accept the truth, he would be destroyed for willingly and knowingly rejecting the truth when the truth have come and is millers. Disaster, disaster we see in this country of white America. No secret can remain hidden, for the chastisement of Allah God will not let you hide it. As one writer prophesies in the Bible, Isaiah 18 verse 1, whom to the land shadow remains. This prophecy referred to America, which have a cloud of planes shadowing the skies over America almost daily. Can America exist? The coming of the white man to the western hemisphere was for the purpose of expansion away from his brethren in Europe. Europe was divinely given to the right race as a home when it was driven up out of Arabia 6,000 years ago to abide there on that continent until the days of reckoning comes to them. These are the days of reckoning from the right race, as the religious scholars and scientists agree. But because of their nature, evil, they cannot help doing evil things against the righteous. They make war against the righteous, the black man, to prevent him from accepting righteousness and the doing of righteousness. Today, the black man in America is a prey into the strong, powerful hands of his enemy, the children of their slave masters. For 400 years, slave masters have mistreated their slave, and now in the days of their redemption, they're doing everything possible to save them from accepting the starvation that Allah now offers to the black man of America. So strong is Allah's love for us that he now desires nothing but a total destruction of America. They hate me with a bloody hatred. They tried to kill me for teaching the truth to my people. They do not want this black man of America to enjoy freedom, justice, and equality. Look what they did to Reverend Martin King, a man who was trying to be their brothers. A man who probably taught that he did not want to draw the white man's blood. He said, if there was any blood to be spilled, let it be the black man's blood, and his words came true. Poor man. He was without the knowledge of self, his God, and religion, and so filled with fear of his 400-year-old enemy, that he could never get starvation from his people, from the enemy. See, America had been blessed ever since the father came across the Atlantic out of the confines of Europe until this day. Now, for evil done to a slave, see, God threatened her with total destruction. America and Germany are the most evil of the right race. These two governments have been blessed, but they have not shown any worthwhile respect to Allah for his blessing. Allah called people out of all nations of the earth to come to America. They came seeking heaven and earth, but those who came was evil too, as the Revelation and language teach us. Revelation 18 verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, America, the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. There is no people nor country on the earth who will feel this prophecy better than America and her people. She had become a house filled with evil practice, with every member of the nation taking part. Yet she had been blessed for a great harvest of food, which is enough to feed the nation of the earth. with her great advancements into the heights of her mechanical knowledge, with her great wealth and silver and gold that enabled her once upon a time to command the valued silver and gold of the world. But as it is written in all of this growing up of wealth and power, the act of justice was laid at the root of this great tree of prosperity and authority of the nations of the earth, to be used by the Holy One to put a stop to the evil practice and injustice to the righteous. America has prospered it from the labors of her black slave. She pays the black man a high wages and salaries and then take them back from him to the high cost of living. See, this high cost of living are trying to live according to the way the white man lives. He keeps this black man down. And when he has inquired the education of the white man, is unable to complete with the white man, become dissatisfied to the degree of creating trouble to find a way to self-prosperity against the will of the white man, which is to keep this black man in a condition of poverty want, disregard as equal human beings. Yet, while the white man teaches that all human beings are created accordingly, at the same time, he robbed this black man of a chance to be the equal of other human beings. Can America exist with all of her wicked doing against the black man of America and a state of equality with other human beings? The continued resistance of America and a way of governments and power over people other than her own depends on the way she will continue to treat her one slave, the black man of America. Due to the prophecy of the Bible from Moses to Jesus and Muhammad. The prophets saying, or these prophets teach us that a coming showdown between Allah, God, and the slaveholders, his people, black America, must come to pass. The time have arrived of this prophecy of defender coming to defend the prey, so-called Negro, who is held in bondage by the white slaveholders, who have and are still mistreating the prey to the extent that the world is in sympathy to pray for justice. Now it is prophesied that a just ruler will come. He hath come to set up a rule or kingdom on the laws of justice for a people who live under law of unjust rulers. This must be fulfilled. If the next government for the people, the university is going to be under such a glorious rule of freedom, justice, and equality. It is natural that the old ruler will oppose a new ruler coming to remove him and his authorities to rule the people, to fight to keep his place and authorities over the people. That's why Allah threatened his opponent with the final declaration of war that will end the opponent's opposition to his laws of righteousness. I have been writing for many years of the coming doom for the world of Christianity, mainly America, who is the root and the cause of this present judgment of America. The judgment of America is due the way that she has treated the so-called Negro, the black people of America for 400 years. The very hour in which I'm writing, America still mistreats her one slave with the worst kind of treatment ever according to human beings. America practiced the way of a following mistreatment of the American so-called under what she called a law of freedom. But this freedom is only words, not in practice. Slave master children blood heart, a way of thinking towards the one slave, same as their father. They finally so free to beat and kill the one slave, so-called at will, that they will continue this practice of mistreating and murdering the slave day and night, because there is no law of justice for the black man of America, who is the property of the fathers of America, right citizens. America never think in terms of being equally punished for the wrong done to a so-called Negro. The Bible parable of Balaam riding a donkey must be remembered. See, when angels went to settle the unjust mistreatment of the donkey by Balaam, the angel found Balaam still beaten and forced the donkey to carry him right in the presence of the visiting angels, who was carrying a sword to bring about the justice between the two. It is almost impossible to say that America can exist. If America to exist, America rule and power, it will make prophets of the Bible, even the Holy Quran prophesies other than the truth. It is impossible to make them outliers, who wrote the doom of the race that will come at a certain time, and that certain time is now known. A time can be prolonged if the Messiah that the world had been looking for to come for 2,000 years desire, for he does what he please. This does not mean that he would change the idea of the doom and destruction of America. But if he pleased, he could have extended her time, and she had done almost a marvelous thing, like submitting to the righteous, taught and delivered to a mentally dead slave, the so-called Nick. This is the only way America can exist, by bowing submission to the will of God taught by his messengers. The time that we are now in is the time of the anger of God against the evildoers. It's a time that the God of righteous rejoice to repay the evildoers and for their doing, and to reward the righteous for their righteousness. Therefore, to curb this set day of doom the man for the doing of righteousness, which by nature was not put in the right ways. But they may yet be smart enough to bow to put a stay to the execution for a few days longer, not by intermixing with her slave to enjoy it as long as they are blind, deaf, and dumb. Do not understand. This act only hastens their doom, while the foolish, blind, deaf, dumb, so-called man does not even know that he is being blind, deaf, and dumb to his slaughter. There is no such thing that the evil rule peace. Also, the wicked, according to the prophets, Jeremiah and Isaiah, are the ones who have destroyed the peace from amongst men. My advice to the right man is to make haste. Get in a hurry if you want to live. Bow and submit to that great truth and righteousness, the will of Allah. What will be the end of the war? Many of you may think that if America ends a war in Asia, it will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. Perhaps someday there may be a lull in the war, but not now. If America and Asia can find a way to bring about a cessation of the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Not this time. There's still the Cold War between America and Russia and other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. See, Europe will become a dreaded spot when America leaves Asia. It is true, as the prophet has predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out. Each America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, is seeking to maintain their rule over the nation of Earth, even to conquer outer space. This will not last long. In a travel investigation to space, Allah God is permitting them to peep into his great unequal creation of power, might, the heavens and earth. Holy Quran teach that when Allah God gets ready to destroy a people, he opens the door of heaven to them, gives them a peep into his great wisdom and secret. But this does not mean that this add power to the enemy to be able to war against the Creator. The reason for all of this is due to the fact that Allah God is setting up a kingdom of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality. Black brothers do not look for high-paying jobs, drawing a big roll of money after a war, unless it's with the help of Allah God. You prepare this for yourself, which I advise you to do. The most dreadful divine judgment that have ever been witnessed by man are now coming on America. America is in a divine target because she could have bet herself in the divine eyes of Allah God, came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. But America did not and will not bet herself, as it is written, prophesied concerning ancient Babylon and Egypt, who have healed Babylon, She is not healed. The Bible, Jeremiah 51 verse 9, because she was not willing to do justice by a captive Jew from Jerusalem. So it was with Pharaoh when Allah, Jehovah, went after Egypt. Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and make war against Allah, Jehovah, and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel going free of Pharaoh's enslavement of them. The war. America cannot win the victory. It is impossible for America to be the victors in this universal war because of divine intervention against her, although she have enough deadly materials manufactured to try to win. Can she win against Allah, God? She boasts of her materials and being able to destroy the people of Earth 30 times. If she was left free to use some materials, maybe America could win. But the divine die was set against her long before she ever became America. She can try and boast of ideas of minds, deceive her black slave, but she will deceive herself and them. America is made manifest by Almighty God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, that she is a total, deadly enemy against her once slave. For many years, I have written that America's greatest sin is her evil done to her black slave. Allah God tends to repay her for what she has done. She deceived the black slave right at the point of total destruction. She tried to rule the so-called Negro with false and temporary promises, but offering high political jobs to keep him from turning his attention to self and kind. The black politician could and should use his political knowledge to benefit self and kind. Why America isolating the messenger of God from their minds with these false promises and make them to hate the messenger of God and to work against him, although the messenger of God is working for the interests of the black slave. The eyes and ears of Allah God are open, looking and listening to the actions. It's not necessary for Allah God to use mechanical devices. Allah God is physically real, and he has real physical eyes and ears. He's capable of seeing and hearing everything we do and say. He has power to defeat us in our plans, which are against his plans. The American slaveholders want to deceive the so-called Negro into believing that Allah God is not paying attention to them. The white man wants them to believe that he is the God that they should pay attention to. I warn my people, believe an idea that the white man is a God that they should pay attention to, you will come up the losers. Allah God is backing me up and the work he has given me to do. The work he has given me to do is for your own black starvation. If you think that you have starvation with the white man, then go ahead with him. I'm not here to force you against your own will. I want you to know that if you are looking to white America for your starvation, you are headed with them to your and their destruction. There is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for the black man in the future of America. For America has no future for itself, she will not be able to win the war. The scholars and scientists know that America cannot win. It's not just I alone saying this. The scholars and scientists will tell us America cannot win. We know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. If it was just Russia, China, Vietnam, Korea using their judgment on how best to destroy each other, maybe America could win, because she have as much as they have in war material, scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the atmosphere of the earth to fight them from there, but she will not be able to go out of the atmosphere of the earth and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe in America's ability to build a way station in the air or on the moon, for she will not be able to use it against us. The divine plan is set to destroy her. We have many things out there in space that could be brought into action against America or any other nation today. For Allah is the greatest. The mother planes. The mother plane was made to destroy this world of evil, show the wisdom and mighty powers of the God who came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. The nature of a new world is righteousness. The nature of a new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. The same type of plane was used by the original God to put mountains on this planet. And our God, who came in the person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is righteous to any God before him. As the Bible and Holy Quran teach us, he taught me that this plane will be used to raise mountains on this planet Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. He will raise these mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet prediction of this time of destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste and turn it upside down and scatter it abroad the inhabitants thereof. The Bible, Isaiah 24, verse 1. There are plains and various nations today, but this is the plain of them all. Why? Because this type of plane was used before the making of this world. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because this is the final destruction of that people who have opposed God and his purpose and aim for justice and righteousness. The right race is not a people who is made righteous and then turned to unrighteousness. That was made unrighteous by the God who made them. Allah God and the person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable of reaching a height of 40 miles above the earth. The words could have been a sign meaning 40 years. The plane will go into action, and that referring actually to 40 miles. Allah God does not speak one word that does not have a meaning. Every word that he speaks has a meaning. The mother plane, according to what had been described of by the devil scientists, is capable of not only staying up for a long period of time, but is also capable of alluring the scientists. They want to attack and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it would be destroyed instead. The white men have learned that this is not a plane to be played with. See, planes come out of the mother plane. In the 1930s, we see the Chaldean newspapers report that they saw the wheel mother plane. It came down out of the sky. They admitted that it looks like a great city, and something came down from it. It appears to be a tube, but that tube, like thing, went back up again. Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that the 6 months to a year, the mother plane comes into gravity or there. It takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to prevent it to stay out of the Earth's gravity until it needs refueling again. Ezekiel prophecy of the will. Ezekiel saw the mother plane in a vision. According to the Bible, he looked up and saw this plane. And he called it a wheel because it was made like a wheel. A plane that is wheel shaped could turn any direction at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looks dreadful. And he cried out, "O will." Ezekiel chapter 10, verse 13. Ezekiel saw great work going on in the wheel and 4 living creatures. And the work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Ezekiel 1:16. And when the living creatures went, the wheel went with them. And when the living creatures was lifted up from the earth, the wheel was lifted up. Ezekiel 1:19. The power of the lifting up of the 4 creatures was in the wheel. The 4 creatures represent the 4 colors of the original people of the earth. There are five great powers of the nation of the earth. These five great powers are the brown, black, yellow, red, and white are the four original powers. The red is not an equal power. The vision shows the four creatures being lifted up from the earth. And when the wheel was lifted up, they was lifted up. And when the wheel stood, they stood. This means that they waited upon the movement of the wheel. In Ezekiel vision concerning the wheel, he says that he heard the voice of one tell the other, take hold of fire, scattered over the cities. This means bombs. It means fire too, however. Plane is to drop bombs which will automatically be timed to bore quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth where they are timed to explode. Allah God taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into the water. They are to be dropped only on the cities. It will be the work of the will. The will is the power of the four creatures, naming the four colors of the black man, the black, brown, yellow, and red. The red Indians is the benefit also for the judgment of the world. We must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous from making progress, and destroy the effect of the poison of that which has opposed the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed at the destruction of the source of the poison which has poisoned the righteous. It's like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. Quickly, medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood until a complete is cured and affected, and the patient is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel's vision of the will for the make and the structural work of the will was foretold, for it came to pass. The disbelievers believed that which he see present and not that which is prophesied to come. That's why he is elusive and take the corsair, because he disbelieved in that which is prophesied to come about in a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today. With the black man, he is fascinating him with sport and play, and they're doing the evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. You will never doubt the days will come when you see your wife, mother, an old grave-head woman walking down the streets today, half nude. A few years ago, they would not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now they do so because the devil has put his approval on this kind of entire. The desire to please the devil, to do whatever the devil bid them to do. The devil desired to take this black man with him to his doom.